Welcome to TRK Studio, a place where timeless design meets comfort and calm. In today's video, we invite you into a dream cottage living room filled with warmth, rustic elegance, and quiet beauty. If you enjoy refined interiors, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Welcome, and take a moment to settle into this dream cottage living room. As you look around, you can almost feel the calm slowing everything down. The warm wood above, the soft textures beneath, and the gentle light coming through the windows create a space that feels instantly familiar. This is not about perfection, but about comfort and character. Every surface tells a quiet story of time and care. Imagine yourself here with a cup of tea, listening to the stillness. This room invites you to breathe, relax, and enjoy a simpler, more graceful rhythm of living. As we move deeper into the space, notice how warmth defines every detail. The textures are inviting, the colors soft and reassuring. This room doesn't try to impress loudly, instead, it welcomes you gently. The balance between rustic elements and refined comfort creates an atmosphere that feels lived in yet elegant. You might recognize memories of countryside homes, places where evenings were slow and meaningful. This living room encourages conversation, reflection, and rest. It's a reminder that beauty often comes from restraint, authenticity, and a deep respect for natural materials and timeless design principles. Here, the influence of French countryside charm becomes beautifully clear. The softness of the walls, the gentle curves, and the quiet elegance all work together effortlessly. Nothing feels rushed or overly styled. Instead, everything feels intentional and calm. This is a space designed for long afternoons and peaceful evenings. Imagine sunlight moving slowly across the room as the day passes. The textures invite touch, and the atmosphere encourages stillness. This living room doesn't follow trends, it honors tradition. It reminds us that true luxury is comfort, warmth, and a sense of belonging that grows over time. Now, take in the unmistakable character of an English cottage influence. There's a comforting familiarity here, something deeply grounding. The proportions feel just right, the furnishings quietly supportive rather than demanding attention. This is a room meant to be used, enjoyed, and cherished. It feels like a place where stories are shared and silence is appreciated equally. The layered textures add depth without clutter, creating a sense of balance. As you imagine yourself here, you may feel a gentle nostalgia, a connection to homes that valued warmth, patience, and thoughtful craftsmanship above all else. This space reflects the soul of American country living, where comfort always comes first. Everything feels approachable, familiar, and reassuring. The materials are honest, the colors soothing, and the atmosphere welcoming. There's a sense of ease here, as if the room has always been this way. You can imagine mornings starting slowly and evenings ending peacefully. This living room isn't designed to impress visitors, it's designed to care for those who live within it. It celebrates simplicity, warmth, and the quiet luxury of feeling completely at home in your own space. As we continue, the cottagecore spirit becomes even more pronounced. There's a gentle romance in the way textures layer naturally, never forced. This room feels like it belongs to the landscape outside, connected to nature in a subtle way. Soft tones and aged details create a soothing visual rhythm. It's a space that encourages slowing down and appreciating the present moment. Imagine sitting here during a quiet afternoon, listening to distant sounds of the countryside. This living room doesn't demand attention, it offers comfort, warmth, and a sense of peaceful continuity through time. Here, rustic elegance finds its perfect balance. Nothing feels heavy, yet everything feels grounded. The materials speak softly, working together rather than competing. This is where craftsmanship becomes visible and meaningful. The room feels composed, calm, and deeply reassuring. You may notice how light and shadow interact gently across surfaces, adding depth without drama. This living room invites you to stay a while, to let conversations unfold naturally. It's a reminder that elegance doesn't need to be formal. True refinement often comes from thoughtful simplicity and a respect for materials that age gracefully. This living room feels like a warm embrace. The American cottage influence brings familiarity, while the styling remains refined and timeless. Nothing here feels temporary. The room is designed to age beautifully, just like the memories created within it. The colors soothe the eyes, and the textures soften the space. You can imagine quiet evenings, gentle conversations, and moments of reflection. This is a room that supports life rather than distracting from it. It encourages comfort without excess and elegance without effort, proving that thoughtful design can feel both luxurious and deeply personal. Now, let's pause and appreciate the quiet grace of French-inspired rustic design. The atmosphere here is soft, almost poetic. Every element feels carefully chosen yet naturally placed. The room doesn't try to dominate your attention. Instead, it invites you in slowly. There's a sense of history woven into the textures, a feeling that this space has evolved over time. Imagine the gentle passage of seasons reflected in the changing light. This living room offers serenity and warmth, reminding us that beauty often lies in subtle details and a calm, unhurried approach to living. This English country cottage living room feels deeply comforting. There's a rhythm to the design that feels familiar and reassuring. Nothing is overstated, yet everything feels complete. The textures, tones, and proportions work together harmoniously. It's easy to imagine spending hours here, reading, thinking, or simply enjoying the quiet. This room doesn't need bold statements. Its strength lies in balance and tradition. It reflects a lifestyle that values patience, quality, and warmth. In a world that often moves too fast, this space gently reminds us to slow down and enjoy what truly matters. Here, comfort takes center stage. The American country influence creates a space that feels welcoming and honest. Every detail supports relaxation, from the textures to the gentle lighting. This living room feels lived in, not staged. It's a place where time stretches, where days unfold naturally. You can imagine familiar routines happening here, quietly and comfortably. The design avoids excess, focusing instead on what truly enhances daily life. This space reminds us that luxury doesn't always mean more. Sometimes, it simply means feeling at ease, surrounded by warmth and thoughtful simplicity. This French country living room speaks softly but confidently. The elegance is understated, allowing the materials to shine naturally. The room feels calm, balanced, and deeply inviting. It's a place designed for connection, whether with others or with oneself. Imagine the gentle hum of quiet moments spent here, undisturbed. The textures encourage touch, the colors soothe the senses. This living room reflects a lifestyle that values grace over display. It reminds us that beauty can be subtle, and that the most meaningful spaces are often those that feel quietly complete and effortlessly welcoming. Here, English cottage tradition meets rustic refinement. The room feels grounded, solid, and reassuring. There's a sense of permanence that brings comfort. Nothing feels temporary or trendy. The design invites long-term enjoyment, encouraging you to settle in and stay a while. This is a space where routines feel comforting rather than repetitive. The materials age gracefully, adding character over time. You can imagine generations enjoying this room, each adding their own memories. It's a living room that honors continuity, craftsmanship, and the quiet beauty of a well-loved home. This American cottage living room captures the warmth of nostalgia without feeling dated. The balance between comfort and elegance feels effortless. The space welcomes you without asking anything in return. It's easy to imagine familiar sounds and routines unfolding here naturally. The textures soften the room, making it feel safe and inviting. This is a place where evenings slow down and mornings begin gently. The design celebrates authenticity, reminding us that a home should support life, not overwhelm it. True comfort comes from spaces that feel honest, warm, and thoughtfully composed. As we return to a French rustic influence, notice how softness defines the space. The room feels light yet grounded, elegant yet approachable. Every surface works together to create a sense of calm. There's no rush here, no pressure to perform. This living room feels like a quiet companion, always ready to welcome you. Imagine sitting here as daylight fades, the atmosphere growing even more intimate. This space honors simplicity, craftsmanship, and timeless design. It gently reminds us that comfort and beauty are most powerful when they feel natural and unforced. This English-inspired cottage living room offers a sense of quiet order. The design feels stable, thoughtful, and reassuring. Nothing is excessive, yet nothing is missing. The room supports stillness and reflection, inviting you to slow down. The textures and tones work together to create visual harmony. It's a space designed for longevity, both in style and use. You can imagine this room remaining relevant and comforting for decades. It reflects a design philosophy rooted in balance, tradition, and an appreciation for spaces that nurture peace rather than demand attention. Here, American rustic comfort blends seamlessly with refined elegance. The living room feels welcoming without being casual, polished without being formal. It strikes a balance that feels deeply satisfying. The materials feel honest, the atmosphere calm. This is a room designed to support everyday life gracefully. You can imagine quiet mornings and restful evenings unfolding here naturally. The space encourages presence, inviting you to enjoy the moment. It reminds us that thoughtful design can enhance daily living, offering both comfort and quiet sophistication without unnecessary complexity. This French country cottage living room feels like a gentle pause. The atmosphere is calm, soft, and reassuring. Every detail contributes to a sense of harmony. The textures invite touch, the colors rest the eyes. This is a room where nothing feels urgent. Imagine time slowing as you sit here, the outside world fading away. The design celebrates restraint and authenticity, allowing beauty to emerge naturally. It's a reminder that a well-designed space doesn't overwhelm. Instead, it supports peace, comfort, and a deep sense of ease within the home. Here, classic English cottage charm takes center stage. The room feels grounded and dependable, like an old friend. The materials carry history, and the design feels quietly confident. There's no need for bold statements. The space speaks through balance and proportion. You can imagine long conversations and quiet reflections happening here. This living room honors tradition while remaining timeless. It reminds us that comfort often comes from familiarity and thoughtful craftsmanship. A space like this doesn't chase attention. It simply offers warmth, stability, and a place to feel completely at home. This American country cottage living room invites relaxation from the moment you enter. The design feels easy, approachable, and quietly refined. Every element supports comfort without sacrificing elegance. The room feels adaptable, ready to welcome everyday life as it unfolds. You can imagine this space changing subtly with the seasons, always remaining familiar. The textures and tones create a sense of warmth that feels genuine. This living room reminds us that good design should serve life, offering beauty that feels natural, enduring, and deeply connected to how we truly live. As we return to a French-inspired dream cottage atmosphere, the romance becomes subtle yet present. The room feels soft, calm, and welcoming. Nothing is overstated. Instead, elegance emerges through balance and restraint. The textures add depth, while the light enhances warmth. This living room feels like a retreat, a place to step away from noise and hurry. Imagine quiet moments spent here, feeling completely at ease. The design honors tradition while remaining timeless. It's a space that encourages reflection, comfort, and an appreciation for the quieter pleasures of home. Finally, we arrive at a living room that brings everything together. French elegance, English tradition, and American comfort blend seamlessly. The result is a space that feels timeless, warm, and deeply inviting. Nothing competes for attention, everything works in harmony. This living room represents a way of living that values comfort, quality, and calm. As you imagine yourself here, you may feel a sense of belonging. This is not just a room to admire, but a place to live fully. Thank you for taking this quiet, beautiful journey with me. Thank you for spending this peaceful moment with us at TRK Studio. We hope this cozy cottage living room inspired your own home journey. If you enjoyed the tour, don't forget to like, subscribe for more timeless design, and leave a comment to tell us what you loved most.